to determine if there was abuse in the home.
Do you know who the complainant was?
No, I don't.
When was
the
that
abuse-
allegation made?
Through DSS.
Well, and when? Was it
Wow.
6 months ago? Was it
No,
last
within a
week?
month.
Was the complaint against the grandmother?
Yes.
Was the other adult the grandfather? The
At-
other adult that was found at the house?
No, no.
Who brought the child to the hospital? And who alerted the sheriff's department?
The grandmother drove the deceased juvenile to the hospital, and we were notified originally through Nash Communications that it was through a juvenile that was still at the residence. Does that make sense? So a juvenile from Dutchman Road calls that their grandmother was on the way to the hospital and that they would not be stopping for EMS.
So they called 911?
Yes, ma'am.
Has there been an indication of why the beating occurred?
No, that's what we're still trying to determine a motive.
Have y'all determined whether the victim had any previous injuries resulting in, before this incident, like a previous child abuse?
That part is still in our investigation.
Okay, and then what about the other children? Were they checked out? Are they okay?
They were later carried to UNC Nash here in Rocky Mount and later released into the care of, not custody, but into the care of the Department of Social Services.
They didn't have any injuries?
That's still in investigation.
It's still under investigation?
But they were treated and released.
Okay.
Is an autopsy going to be performed on the child?
Yes.
Do y'all have an estimation when and who will do the autopsy?
ECU will do it, and we're hoping that since it's an 8-year-old child, we get put to the front of the list.
Is it going to be at the Regional Medical Center in Greenville, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
At the Brody
Brody.
School of Medicine, where
Yes,
they
sir.
usually do it?
That's
Have
correct.
have they done the autopsy yet?
If they have, I don't know if they have it this time or not, but we were hoping that they could do it today.
And would you get a preliminary finding?
We should.
With-
How many children were killed at the hands of somebody else in Nash County since January 2022?
I don't have the answer to that, but if you will give me your name when this is over, we'll see if we can find that out and give that answer to you.
So I'll make sure, who alerted the sheriff's department about the child? I'll make sure.
So the original call came from a juvenile at the residence on Dutchman Road that their grandmother was en route to the hospital.
Do y'all have any, is there any estimation, or do y'all have any idea how long the child had been deceased or unconscious?
That'll be determined by the autopsy.
Was there anything in the ordinary found in the house, such as drugs or alcohol, or any
We-
evidence of gang material?
No, we're still actively doing a search of that residence right now.
Okay.
Go to the next.
Okay, at this time, we'll switch gears for just a minute, and we're going to talk about a second incident that occurred in Nash County yesterday. That was a shooting that was on US 301 and Johnson Road in front of Consolidated Diesel. From what we've learned, it was an altercation in the roadway that was out in front of CDC or Consolidated Diesel. A deceased was found killed in the car he was driving. A second shooting suspect was found a few minutes later down the road on 301 back towards Rocky Mount. He was later transported by Nash County EMS, where he was flown to ECU Health Medical Center in Greenville. Currently, we have that second shooting suspect in stable but critical condition. And as I said, this is an ongoing and complex investigation. We're still trying to figure out what happened in that shooting. Captain Sherward's team is looking into that shooting as well. And at this time, we will take